Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, welcome back to a Blickling Farm. Alright, we've got what's going on today. As you can see, we have field 12, it's ready to be harvested. We finished harvesting the sugar beets. I don't know if that was last episode or not, honestly I can't remember anymore. There's been a bit of a break between the last episode and this episode. Alright, there we go. So let's go ahead and harvest that field. We have our New Holland here. I would have liked to have upgraded this, but obviously we didn't, so which is fine. I'm just gonna leave the header on. One of the nice things about this particular combine is that it's such a small header that you can just leave it on. In reality you really shouldn't, but and I realize this, but it's what we're gonna do right here. Alright. Okay, so sorry, my computer was doing something there for a second. I'm like, whoa, what's that? I thought it was starting to do a backup. I'm like, no backups right now. Please don't do a backup right now. I don't know. These things happen though. For whatever reason, you get. I find that your computer always wants to do everything as soon as you start recording, all the time. Don't know why it's the case, but it's like just one of those things. It's kind of annoying actually, because it's like for whatever reason, like the hard drive I usually use for like recording onto, for example, decided it was going to be full. It's kind of like one of those situations where like, all right, so you got to go through some files and be like, okay, I don't need this anymore. I don't need this anymore. And now it just started to like, I'm using OBS to record right now, so it's like doing like, oh, you have high CPU usage. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I'm like, no, my computer's not doing anything right now. I'm like, what's going on here? Ah, well. There we go. So here we are at field 12. It's a huge field. A lot bigger than I remember it being. So let's just start with the pipe out. And I think what we'll do is we will enable straw swath. No, so we'll disable it for the first little pass here. And there we go. So what we'll do is we'll do a headland around here. And as you can see, we have our moisture is at 23%, so that's very low. It should be at 57%. And then our nutrients is at X4, and PK, or our N nutrient is at 3 or 4, and PK is at 1. So this isn't going to be the best yielding crop ever, based on what I'm seeing already. I did put a little bit of fertilizer down just before, just to kind of encourage it to have a higher oops, that's what happens when you leave the pipe out. I did encourage it to have a higher yield, but what did I get hit on this time? Oh, I thought I changed that. Just closed that. I pressed the button, but I didn't select the the combine apparently. There we go. Yeah, so that's what happened. I had a low yield. I'm going to have a low yield just because I didn't manage my nutrients very well, which happens sometimes and you get distracted and things. Next time around we do have manure from our animals, which is good, so that should allow us to definitely increase our yields, which is good. So we're definitely going to need that. So this is the oat crop. Of course, if you have the multi-fruit mod enabled and you have a map that has multi-fruits on it, that's the reason why we're able to harvest oats. A lot of people ask me questions like, how do you get the in-game equipment to be able to like actually harvest oats? And it's just through that mod I mentioned there. It's the multi-fruit mod. Usually the maps need to be designed to have it, or else it won't work properly. So it's just the way it works. It's on Mod Hoster basically, and that's really all. I haven't done any like editing to the combines or anything like that. It used to be in 2013. That's what you had to do in order to get it to be in order to work at all. That's what you had to do. But luckily, I know it wasn't Decker. It was Upside Down came up with this mod, this multi-fruit mod, and it's fantastic because it allows you to harvest any of the supported crop types, which is actually quite a lot. I think it does rye, oats. What else does it do? Sunflowers, What's the other one? Shoot, sorghum, and a few other ones too. So it's really kind of cool. I think there's only a couple that they don't support, and I think one of those ones that it doesn't support is cotton. I don't think cotton is supported. I don't think it is. It might be, but I'm not sure. Cotton's not a crop I do very often, mainly because the harvesters are not great usually. Like most of the ones I've seen have been pretty bad. Like I harvested on, it was when the Michigan map, we had cotton on there, and I harvested it, and it was kind of funny with the harvester we had because it was a terrible harvester, but it's the way it works sometimes. I'm totally missing the little tiny bits there. So hopefully what will happen is we actually, if I bring up the, where is it? Animals? Pigs. So as you can see, we have 44 pigs ready to go to the market. We also have 38,000 liters of slurry and 19,000 liters of manure. So like, we don't have enough manure to do this field still. I can guarantee that. You need quite a lot of manure to do this field. What we can do is we can kind of get it started on here, because if we do, let's say, part of the field, it'll increase the yield of that part, for example, and then do the rest. So we do have, actually we have cows and beef cows and pigs, which both produce manure, so that's good for us. That's the reason why we got them too, especially with soil mod. Like when you have soil mod enabled, like having manure is like what you want all the time. Like any other game type, if you're playing like normal game, it's like, manure, whatever, it's fine. But when you're playing with soil mod, you want manure. Like seriously, it's kind of ridiculous. I kind of wish this map had the compost mod. That would have been pretty neat, actually. But unfortunately, it does not. It would have been quite ideal, actually, because if we had the soil or the compost mod, I would have probably taken a lot of the straw and put it in the compost mod. Again, for soil mod, basically. All right, looks like we're kind of going to be full here before we get around the headland, which I'm not surprised. Normally what would happen is you would actually have, apparently my JCB is just sitting out here in the sugar beet field. I thought I took it home, but I guess I didn't. Obviously, we were just finishing harvesting the sugar beets, and now we have tons of sugar beets. And what we can do, if I have that mod installed still, you can cultivate this into the ground, and then it will get fertilized. I think it's called the green manure mod. I think I have it installed. Not positive about that, though. Now, attach grain body. Yes. Because of course, if you have the manure body, it won't. That's one thing I don't like about this particular trailer. I understand the concept of it, but it's kind of like it doesn't do a couple little things. But otherwise, it's a pretty good trailer. One of the better ones that's out there. Another one that I have started using is the Teco one, which I think, do I have it on this map? I think I do. It's another nice trailer that you can use, actually. And what was there? There's another mod that came out not too long ago. I don't know if I actually installed it on this particular map or on this computer. That's because what happens, because I have two computers, what happens is I'll download something on one computer and then forget to transfer it to this computer. Basically, it's my old gaming console, or my old gaming computer was what I referred to as my other computer. So, anyways, what do we got? Wood chips. It's funny, in one of the streams the other day, I did a little bit of, did a very, very little bit of forestry stuff, and like within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is why I don't do this. Like, I think it was like 5 minutes or less. I'm like, that's kind of cool, and then it was like, I'm done. Which way would be faster? I guess probably return here. But it's one of those funny things. Anyhow. Alright, so interesting little conversation going on in the Google Plus community. And by the way, if you want to join the Google Plus community, you can do so. It's free. It's nothing you need to pay or anything like that. It's just the only thing about what we do is if you'd like to join, just request to join the community, and then what happens is people will do a little mini vetting process, and if you have not posted the same thing multiple times, aka spam, then most likely you'll get into the community. And there's a link in the description if you'd like. A couple cool conversations going on there. Anyways, one of the conversations that people are having right now in the community, and a lot of screenshots get posted there too, by the way. One of the conversations that's happening right now in the community page is, oh really? That's what it looks like? Wow, that's terrible. What on earth is that supposed to be? That looks like rocks. Why? Why does that look like rocks? Whatever, it's accepting it. It says it's it says it's it says it is Oats. That's fine by me, but I think that must be a conflict between that and like on one of their maps there's a gravel pit, and I think that's to do with it. Well, that's the only thing I can assume. But what does it look like in here then? Can I see it inside the grain tank? I don't remember. Let's take a look inside here and see if it's actually... Oh, it looks fine. Rocks. Oh man. Funny things like that happen sometimes, and this is one of the reasons why you should, if you're being smart about it, only have like one map in your mods folder, because what will happen is if you want to bring a new map in, often you'll have like conflicts. So like I can assume that what we just saw is probably from a conflict, because I've harvested, or it could be the trailer too. Like sometimes it's a weird situation between like the mod, the map you're using, and the mods you have in your mods folder. And honestly, the easiest way to do a mod, not a mod, what am I talking about? The easiest way to determine whether a mod conflict is happening or not is take like all the mods out and then put mods back in slowly. I was talking to Donald the other day on Twitter, and he was having some problems like that. So if there's a mod conflict, you got to go through all your mods and figure out which one's giving you the problem, and that is very annoying. But you know, it needs to be done basically if you want to solve the problem. It's just the way the cookie crumbles basically. So 1 second, I need some more coffee. It's funny, what's been happening is I've been making myself coffee in the morning, and then when I finish the coffee I've had, I'm like, I kind of want more coffee. So like haven't been making more coffee, but when my wife wakes up, she makes coffee for herself, and sometimes there's some left over. So what's been going on is like, it's like instead of only having, you know, 1 cup of coffee or 2 cups of coffee is what I normally have in the morning, it's been like 3 or 4 lately. I don't know what it is. It's just going down so smoothly. It's terrible, but so good. Anyways, the other thing that people have said loud and clear is that they're not digging the super short episodes. A lot of people are like, no, the episodes are way too short, which is fine. Don't worry about it. It was just a little test I was doing to see how people would react to it. A lot of people were kind of like, I feel like it's a little too short, which is fine, which is the reason why I did it in the first place, to see what how you would feel about it, basically. Because only by trying something do you know, right? So actually, there's a guy I follow online named Christopher Penn. He's a marketer, super smart guy. And the cool thing is he like mixes marketing and video games sometimes, which is also kind of funny. He plays World of Warcraft. I don't know how often he plays anymore, but I think he still plays World of Warcraft. But anyways, that's how I kind of was like, I started following him mainly because of that combination, like video games and marketing. I was like, that's pretty cool. Anyhow, he has this concept called LEAD, which is kind of interesting. Now, see if I can remember it. I don't think I can. Let's see. LEAD, L stands for learn. So it's like learning new things from reading and whatnot. E is for experiment. A is for adapt. And D is for distribution, I think. Wow, I'm surprised I remembered that. Anyways, it's kind of a... If you're not into like marketing and like, you know, that kind of stuff, it's pretty boring probably, I imagine, for you. But he's a super smart guy, and some of the things he says, just like, I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. He's like, I don't know how to describe him. He reminds me of my old roommate, actually. He's one of those like types of guys who like he was like super smart, and he doesn't flaunt it at all, but like when he tells you something or shows you something, you're just like, wow, I never would have thought of that, or like, wow, that's so common sense. I don't know how I missed that sort of thing, like stuff like that. There we go. Nice little headland done there. 79% again. All right. Definitely gonna want to upgrade this combine soon. I was actually looking to upgrade. I'm like, what if I can upgrade this right now? Actually, I can technically, but the combine is like not priced properly. So one of the mods I have is like, where is it here? This guy right here, the Class Lexion 600, $37,000. Can we say not priced properly? Anyways, I think it goes with this header right here, which is also a 12-meter header, but it doesn't come with a trailer. Like, it's one of those ones where you have to put on a trailer, which is, I really don't enjoy those ones. I don't mind it, but you know, I thought the reason why I like the in-game ones is because they have the trailer attached to them, and then it's much easier to deal with than trying to fiddle around putting the trailer, like putting the header on the trailer and all that jazz. So, anyhow, all right. What if I can hire a worker to do the rest now? Maybe. Because the big problem is always going to be the headlands and getting around. I probably could hire a worker, actually. He should be able to do this. Just going to grab the JCB. Is it he? No. That would be too convenient if he was coming up towards me. Anyways, let's take our rocks. That's still so funny. I guess we'll just drive all the way around. Anyways, so I hope you're enjoying the multiplayer series on Tungstor Farm. I'm really enjoying it. It's a great map, especially for multiplayer too. I really, I think it really excels, just because you can. It's such a big map, but like if you just hop on the server by yourself, for example, you can actually do things, which is neat. Or if there's like a group of people on at the same time, you can do quite a bit. So it's really cool. I like that capability quite a lot, actually. So it's been fun. I haven't played much like in FS, like in Farming Simulator in general. I haven't played much multiplayer at all. And then since we got the server, I've been playing a little bit, and it's been quite fun, actually. Really, there we go. It's been quite fun because it's something that just haven't done much of, which is kind of strange, actually, when you think about it. Like, considering how long I've been playing Farming Simulator for, and you think about, wow, you've never played multiplayer before? I'm like, not really. It's because it wasn't in the right situation, you know. Someone left a comment the other day, yesterday, I think it was, saying, you know, it's kind of nice that it's not a public server, because then what happens is you can get, like, you can, aka, like, not aka, but like, quote-unquote, trust the people sort of thing, as opposed to like an open server where you might have somebody plant grass in the middle of your field, stuff like that. So those types of things. So I agree with them. That's one of the reasons why I was kind of dissuaded from doing multiplayer before, because oftentimes you do get jokers on servers and whatnot. So anyways, all right, folks, I think what we'll do is we'll stop the episode there. And we'll let these guys continue harvesting this oat field, which is not great, not a great yield at all. That's my own fault. That's what happens with soil mod, though. It's not like 100% every single time, which is what I like. So it's like when I saw the numbers on this field, I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should have been a little bit more careful about that. So that's how it rolls. Ooh, look at those colors. I think you can actually change the colors on this thing, if memory serves. Is it this one? I thought it was this one. You could change this. Oh yeah, change livery. So if you want the Scottish flag or the United Kingdom flag. Anyways, all right, folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Farming Simulator, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Blickling Farm. I'll catch you guys later.